Have you still late writing a proposal due the next day for an important client? Me too, and that is why this video is for you. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to write the perfect prompt on Claude AI to make amazing proposals that will save you countless of hours. And the best thing is that if you stay until the very end, I will share some pro tip with you on how to write the perfect prompt. And the best thing is that I'll do this right here with you. So let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I help architecture firms figure out AI without losing their mind. And today we're gonna talk about Claude AI. You probably have heard about ChatGPT, and maybe you have heard how Claude is similar to ChatGPT, but honestly, for architects, Claude is a lot better. And the best thing is that Claude has a free tier, so you're welcome to create a Claude account, open it in a different window, and we can work together here. So you can follow along the exercises that I'm doing. And with that being said, let's jump in.
Okay, so first thing first, before we start creating anything, there are a few settings you need to enable to unlock Claude's full potential for architecture work. So let's go here to settings. And if we go to settings here, let's go to capabilities here. And the things that you really need to turn on are artifacts, which this is huge because this lets Claude create interactive content, HTML pages, diagrams, anything visual that you can see and edit right alongside your conversations. Then you want to make sure that you are also turning on the AI-powered artifacts, which allows to create prototypes and your own applications if needed. You want to make sure you have turned on the file creation. And this is absolutely essential because this lets Claude make an actual Word document, PowerPoints, and Excel sheets that you can download. And lastly, you want to make sure that you're turning on the web search, and in this case also the allow network egress. So that really helps to create the advanced data analysis and custom visualizations and specialized file processing. And you want to set it up to package managers only, just so you don't give access to all the domains. In that way you can balance the risk of sharing information. So you want to make sure you have those on. And here's a pro tip for you. So if you go back to chats, go to style settings, which in this case will be to the plus sign here, and you can go to and create your own custom style. So if you have a specific style from your firm's communication style, like if your firm is super formal or you are more conversational with clients, you can set up that here. Otherwise, you can use just the ones that Claude already has set up for you here, which they're already pretty good. So for, like, say, if you're an architecture firm, you might want to set it up to formal. I like to set up to concise just because it kind of goes straight to the point and it doesn't give you any long-winded answers. So I can set up there and you'll see it. It's kind of blue there. And all right, yeah, we're all set up. Now let me show you why this is going to change how you work. Let's start with something every single of us has to do. Write a project proposal. Let's say that I have a meeting with a client who wants to renovate their 1950s ranch home. Now, the old way, I would open Word, stare at a blank page, try to remember what I wrote in the last proposal, copy paste some stuff, spend an hour making it fit this project. Well, not anymore. Watch this. So I'm gonna go and give Claude all the project details. So I'm gonna copy this and let's just say here, and I'm gonna say here, create these as a Word document. And I'm gonna hit enter. And boom, there is my Word document. So we can go ahead and download this. And here's the Word document that I download, and it is a real Word document. So this is something that you can add your company's letterhead right here. You can tell how professional this actually looks. It actually has the tables, it's well structured. And it actually added the scope of work, has the additional services, the proposal scope. So it pretty much has everything that I've detailed on the prompt along with terms and conditions and everything. So everything looks very professional. These would have taken me at least like an hour or two to you know, fit it into what I already have as the templates goes. And honestly, it has probably it's probably better that this is probably better than what I would have written, because I'm not trying to remember proposal language while also thinking about the actual project here. Again, the important thing is to understand that the Claude or any LLM that you get a proposal is going to give you that 80% that you need. At the end of the day, you are the thought leader. So just think of this as a final draft of it, and then you can kind of go ahead and do maybe another 20 minutes of cleanup just to make sure like you already have a template with a cover letter and everything. Now then is the time that you actually copy that into there, adjust it, you know, the template, put the cover letter there. If you have a specific font that you like to use, you can change that. You can go ahead and go through everything. Maybe you forgot to add something, or the way your company does things, you normally add more things into the project information, or you write a longer project scope of work that you can also work with Claude to refine that. But here is the key. Notice how specific I was in my prompt, right? I didn't say just write a proposal. I was able to... I gave it a project type, a scope, location, a fee structure, everything. So the more detail you give it, even better. Sometimes you can even, you know, the more specific you are, the better. So make sure to also even add a role if you want to. You can give it as much detail as you can, because the more detail you give it, the better results it's going to give you. Thank you for watching the video. So as I promised here, I'm going to give you a really good bonus on the pro tip of how to have your perfect proposal prompt. So as any prompt, the things that you're really going to need to optimize the prompt even more is going to be a role. So that just means to define a persona and an expertise. Tasks, clearly state the action. Specificity, provide detailed constraints. Context, you know, so you can kind of, that's the thing that LLM really needs. Like, where's the background behind all that as far as your relationship with the clients, your firm, what the client expertise is. Example, so if you have already have some proposals that you really like, that you have already put a lot of work into, you can give that to the LLM so it actually can optimize those even more, or understand what you actually want. And notes kind of, it's like reminders on instructions or limitations that you don't want it to cross, or hey, reminding the LLM, hey, this is the most important to me, remember that. So an example for that. So for instance, with that previous prompt that I did, a pro tip here is that you can generate a project here and say, hey, you know, here is the perfect prompt as far as the recipe goes. I'm going to give you a prompt, and from there, ask me what it's missing. So for instance, here's how you optimize the prompt. So as always, you have to give it a role first. So, you know, and again, you can ask Claude to expand that, but really you can just be good with this. You know, you are an experienced residential architect specialist in renovation projects. That would be good enough already. Now, Claude expanded that, right? Tasks. So I gave Claude the draft of the previous proposal we just saw, and then Claude with that was able to understand, okay, what task am I actually gonna be putting in, what task he has to kind of be recording in the proposal. So that's another one. Make sure you have tasks. Then when you go to specificity, like what exactly is that you want Claude to get you, like a Word document, a PDF document. In this case, we want a Word document because we want to be able to edit it later. Just so we, you know, put our letterhead. If we think we will need to add something, that's fine too. The tone of it, the structure. So that's very important. And then you have more here, like style, guidelines, context requirements. That again, you can work out with Claude to see exactly what is that you want. Context, again, this is one of the most important things, because that's the one thing that you know that the LM doesn't really know, which is what's your relationship with the client, what's your firm about, what's the background as far as what year is the ranch home, what location is it, you know, what's the square footage of the home. What's the client situation, right? So that's the context. What's the architectural firm's position? That's the context that it's hard sometimes to explain the LLM, but you kind of giving it the better information it gives you a better output you're going to get. As far as examples go, I think you can either, if you have a really good example of a proposal you want to use, you can always upload that proposal, and the Claude will really understand that. Otherwise, you can just ask Claude to, hey, look on the website, really good proposals. as far as examples, and give me your best input out of that, and it's gonna go start looking for proposals on the website, on a web that it can kind of look at. Note also, again, critical reminders as far as deadlines and stipulations to protect you here. So with that being said, now you have the perfect prompt. Now you can bring this to the chats and put that there, and it's gonna give you even better results for even a better proposal that you can use.
Okay, so that's how you write the perfect prompt for a proposal. So a task that would normally take at least a couple of hours now only takes a fraction of the time. So if you would like to go deeper and learn more about AI or AI for architects, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.